Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So I felt like I was supposed to make a video. I don't have any downloads yet. And the cards we're going to use is the Priestesses of Light. We've got the Archangel Tarot cards. And we're just going to use those because they're the ones that were on my desk from last reading. And they said it's kind of, I don't even remember what that was because I kind of took a break. But they said like, we're going to use these because it's a continuation of the energy. So even though like a lot of time has gone by, I feel like a lot of change has happened in that time. So like, I didn't think, I just sat down. So now I'm sitting here like reflecting what happened in that time. Oh, and I was supposed to use the Romance Angel cards, but I almost forgot. It was Mercury retrograde last I remember, and that was kind of annoying, but I feel like I like those times. It's so weird. Like I like challenges because you grow through it. You become a better person, and then next time something happens, you have the tools and everything that you need. And okay, I did have a little bit of an insight. I feel a little bit spacey, but that's okay. I didn't really do my like grounding like I normally do. I thought I was gonna go out and do something else. And then they were like, yo, let's just do this. So I shook up some love cards. And oh, I did have a little bit of an insight. I was watching videos on YouTube. I've been kind of going down a rabbit hole on this one topic that interests me. And one of my videos popped up and it talked about finances, career, and self-employment, like taking charge of your own something. So I feel like that's going to be kind of coming through on this. So why am I saying that? Well, the first card that actually came out was finances and career. So that's when I was like, oh yeah. So we have finances and career. We have honeymoon. We have free yourself, free your mind, and the rest will follow. Oh, that's another synchronicity. So I literally just watched a video before I came and sat down on here. But in that song, it's like free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. But I just found out that there's like this new color on the human eye spectrum that we can't see. And so scientists in, I think it was like just April of this year, they found this new color that's almost like in between like a peacock of like blue and green. And in order to see this color, like they need to use lasers and things like that. And then it has something to do with like the cones in your eye. And so in the right conditions, you can see like this like glowing ultra high depth bluish green called OLO. And yeah, so to have that song pop up, free your mind. Uh, and I ponder this. This is something I sit and meditate on all the time. But what you see, what your reality is, your physical eyes and your brain only take a sliver of all the information and all the bits and data and everything. So what am I trying to say? First off, we see so much with our eyes that our brain just can filter out and like ignore things. We can block things out and focus on what we want to focus on. And let's say what we do focus on, the colors, the sights, the sounds, we're still talking eyes, but I don't know why I said sounds because it flowed. But anyways, colors and sights, we see something with our physical eyes, but let's take the actual color spectrum. There's a whole rainbow and we can only see this much, even though there's still all this much. Like we're so blind. And what we think we see in reality, we don't have eyes and depth for that. So I think that's why it's so important to like have that internal navigation system, your intuition, because what you can't see, you can feel. Maybe you can hear. So yeah, food for thought. And now when I said food for thought, they kind of just talked about eating healthier. And they kind of showed vegetables with like really bright colors. I don't know, they're telling you to eat the rainbow. but a vegetable or whatever kind of thing. Make sure that you are spreading yourself and like feeding your brain. Happy, healthy brain, they're showing. There's not much more to really go in on that. That's just what they're saying. In order to like help your body flow and to think and process, like just eat all the rainbow. I mostly kept seeing red, like tomato, like the biggest, reddest, juiciest tomato. So maybe that's a confirmation of something, but I don't feel like it might play into the story. Who am I to say? This, not much wants to come out. One did come out, and it was friendship. And it says support, fun, unity, and play. And it kind of landed underneath the honeymoon, where it says enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So there's that. And now with work, finances, and career, nothing really wants to come out. And that's what they're showing me is the message. Okay, good. So I'm trying to like pull these cards, the priestesses of light and work, finances, and career. It's like when you try to force something, like when you try to fit a role or a job, that's not, they showed me purpose and spiritual alignment, that you are supposed to follow your purpose. And once you're kind of in that flow, that's when the spiritual insights and the next thing and then and the next piece and the everything comes. And so it's saying, read the bottom. It says, my voice is going funny. It says, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So the love of life, you want to go out, you want to do fun things with the honeymoon, enjoy your friends, have fun, support, and unity. You want to go play. And it's interesting that in the background, it's mostly like desert and rock. So it doesn't look like there's a lot growing there. And over here, she's like, has flowers and all these things. And then over here, in the next card to come is the free yourself, being in a cage, but there's so much beauty around. But this one is where they're happy. So it's almost like finding joy and happiness in the moment. So what are you trying to say? Because the next one, let me see if they'll flow. Oh, now they will. Trying to force things just for money and for things, saying like I need my fruits of my labor. Remember, eat the rainbow. I need my flowers, my dues, my things. I need the accolades and those kind of things. Doesn't really benefit you. It's showing that you're doing a job or a something or a task, or it could even be what are they showing? Daily life. When you have like, what are those things called? I want to say ADLs, but that's not the word. Tasks, we'll just say task. When you have these things that you have to do, but you don't like doing it, right? I always heard if you don't want to do dishes and you're going to do it resentfully and not happy, don't do it, because that's going to mess up your energy so much. And the more you do something with hate and malice and viciousness, that just kind of, it wrecks everything in your body. Not only on like an actual physical chemical level, but on the energy level, it just grows and grows and grows. And it's like a snowball. So something else will come to annoy you, something else. And the next thing you know, you're in this honeymoon stage. You have all this abundance and things to look forward to, but you feel trapped because you have put yourself into this rut of this energy of something that you didn't want to do. And you didn't have this priestess of light, right? You didn't follow the intuition, the purpose, the passion behind it. Because you can still, as that finances and careers talking about making money, do something that you love and love what you do. So we finally got cards to pop out. So with the honeymoon was the friendship. And like, it just looks like this is kind of saying don't take people for granted. Because yeah, maybe there's not a lot going around in all the background. And in here, they're mostly like covered up. But look, they have the most happiness. A lot of these faces, right, being trapped. And this one's only focused on work. Remember that it's not about the things, but it's about the people. and the people are the things that make the place a fun environment to go home to. So it's saying like enjoy the bliss of the holiday time together. And like, look, they're just like two little people enjoying themselves. In the finances and career, after we kind of like got through that hurdle, because, you know, if you just saw that for face value, it'd be like, go work hard now, go, 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 go grind. But it was like taking that moment to realize that grinding, yes, there is a time to go and plant and do whatever, but there is a need for a little bit more of this fun, and realizing again that it's not the things, it's the people that make the environment fun, because it's a barren kind of land and there is a little bit of growth. And so what are they showing? They're showing someone in the moment not being happy with what they want, right? Because they are going to feel trapped, whatever that energy is. It's a barren, trapped time to take back control of your life, right? Control has been lost. You feel stagnant. So you go to this kind of environment and you find the joy in almost the lack. So yeah, maybe it seems like everything is dry and things can't grow here. It's not a strong foundation, but they're showing the rocks, and that the rocks are really strong and sturdy. Actually, more sturdy and everything than building a house on water, on emotions. They're saying something about emotions. Okay. So then the finance and career, after understanding that and finding that joy, that, I don't know, it's just like taking something insignificant, adding love and joy to it, and watching it grow and flourish. It's almost like it was like this seed, and you don't know that the seed, what's inside it. But it's your love, your time, your attention, and emotions that you put to it that helps it open up and then grow. So underneath finances and career, I was talking about going to work for just like grinding and money. And so this card didn't come out, and I feel like it's so fitting. But look, oh, two swans. I feel like that there is this togetherness of something. But what does it say? It says wisdom. There's a little bit of something to learn in this moment. I feel like this is the most powerful card on all of these. And it looks the most simple. And it's 14, and then you add up 14 to 5, and 5 is change and chaos. It seems like whatever hard time, whatever barren moment, it's the thing that actually led you to others who have supported you in those rocky moments. And it's almost like when you hit your rock bottom, they're the ones that supported and how to build you back up. And it was that back up moment, because I keep seeing, but it's not there, but it looks like a bird. It looks like a condor. And that's what I keep seeing, is like the condors in South America and how they just like throw themselves off the cliff and just glide. And I was just talking about condors the other day. And so that kind of reminds me of like the Kokula Mountains. But I will get to the words of this. And there's just so much to say sometimes. Sometimes they give a download and it's just like a whole book, and I one word at a time, but I want to say a bajillion words. But that's what I see, is like who helped raise and lift you up in those moments? Who helped you raise above the trials, the challenges? And so in working with others got you to this good place. That's where you built your foundation. So then with the honeymoon, it's those others and knowing that you're solid in it that kind of built this strong foundation. So I keep seeing a lot of water here. Well, let yourself out. You got yourself in, let yourself out. Right? Lots of emotions. And so being stable on the rock foundation, so that water, and that you can have joy and you can feel sad because, you know, maybe you did have to grieve something, and like letting things go. Okay. And whatever it is, I see the moon here. It looks like the moon, and it's almost like, I don't know, it's so faint, the light. And so I'm seeing the moon as illusions. You've seen through a lot of, all I heard was like someone say, cut the shit. You saw someone cut through so much bullshit. You're like, we just can't deal with this anymore. Like, let's just get real. And so with that, with work, it's saying learning, joy, art, and music. And that's why I was like, I'm so happy I pulled this card, because like with the career, it says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. It doesn't have to be like love, romantic life. Like, it's just your life, right? Relationships. And like, there's a boat here. And you could have so many different ships. It could be friendship. It could be work. Like, it's just whatever bond you have with someone. So anyways, learning, joy, art, and music. I saw before where it's like, I have to do this and I don't want to do this. But if you do something that you do enjoy, art, music, joy, it's not what you do, it's how you do it, right? They always say it's not the destination, it's the journey. So how you act and show up in life, and those that you have around you to support you, like, do you have a Debbie Downer? Do you have someone who just constantly drills holes in your boat and is always complaining and always negative? Well, that's going to flood your bucket, right? You are going to take a bit of their emotions too. So I see you being picky, but it's not even being picky. It's in the moments when you lost everything, when you had your rock bottom moment, who was there for you? Because in those moments, it really shows what someone's heart is and where their values are aligned. And can people learn from mistakes? I think so. But that's not what this reading is about. In this, it's face value. It seems like everyone has their cards close to their chest, and with this moon, and lunar eclipse is coming up. With this lunar eclipse to come up, everybody's cards that are close to their chest are going to be laid and exposed, and you'll see it for exactly how it is. So I feel like this is past energy. People have supported you in the past. Maybe it was last cycle of the lunar moon, of the eclipses, but let me see here. I feel like you've been working, you've been grinding, you've been doing those things. And in they happen in like 6 months, right? So 6 months ago, you've been working and grinding and you've gone to this point. And so from there to now, you know who is a trusted ally to support you, who understands that at your rock bottom, they saw the beauty in you. They saw that you were trying your best, and maybe you didn't have everything you needed at the time, but they did. So they came in and they're like, hey, you're doing awesome. And simply by just doing that, it built this friendship. Oh, remember how I kept talking about all different ships? Friendship. It's not just love. This is not a love reading, even though this keeps saying love life and things. It's all the relationships in your life. And so by having that, it gives you that strength to pick yourself up from the rock bottom. And then you do things with more joy, right? Because you know that you have the support, you know you have all this. And so you feel a little bit better to be your authentic self, right? So then you do have that learning moment. You learn from your past. Then you pick yourself up and you have that joy and that arc, and that arc is a ship. Art and music. And so what do I see? Again, that's the journey, how you present yourself. So you're going to go do your work, your things, but you're going to flow. You're going to do it to like your soul purpose with heart. Because that's what art and music is. Anything that's creative is the heart. It's the soul. The mind can see it and envision it, but the heart feels it and creates it. So I feel like that's what needs to come into this job. So there's two things. Someone has a job they don't like, but they're not present in the moment when they do it. They're stuck in that Debbie Downer spiral. Not fair, this is boring, blah, 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 blah. But if you could switch the mindset and be around more positive people and not people who just complain, and that's what I just keep saying, lots of complaining, that will make your job more enjoyable. For another person, I see them at a job that they're not meant to be at. At this job, it's like you have a sole purpose. You have a reason that you're here and a mission, something to do with only your talent that your heart can create and sing. Only your heart can bring this into the world. And so maybe you think about it all the time, but then you go and do what you think you have to do because you get lots of money. But in the back, it's always going back to this. I always wanted to do this. And so it's saying for yourself, time to take back control of your life. So you have 24 hours in a day. Maybe you do have to go to that job where you get paid your pentacles. And in those pentacles, you exchange it for everything that you need in life so that you feel comfortable, right? That really strong foundation. But what do you do with all the rest of the time in your day? You get to spend that however you want. You can rest and be lazy. You can hang out with friends, or you can work on that passion project that you've always wanted to do. And I feel like somebody has this thing in them that they just need to bring into existence. And it's going to be beautiful. So with the free yourself, we'll show that again. It's just a little tiny cage, and there's so much like wild jungle and forest around. So I'm seeing, in this one, it's very like they're picking the flowers. It's very manicured, and like you can't control nature. As much as you try to sometimes, like, I see her pick the flower, 2 more grow. There's just this like wildness. And so it's like opening that cage to like, and that's what I see is the nature and the flowers and the beauty is like that creativity and the heart. So once you open that cage, I see you going nuts. I see you going wild. Trying to control everything. I'm seeing let go, let loose. Someone might be scared that they'll hit rock bottom, but I don't know. I like rock bottom because there's literally nowhere to keep going. You can't keep going down. You have to go back up. And for those who try to avoid rock bottom, right, just keep swimming and swimming and swimming, they get tired. And then that energy is depleted. And then it's like all the things that you want to do, your tasks, there's not enough energy for them to sustain. And so sometimes just boom, all right, I rest, I repaired, I rejuvenated, I learned my lesson, and now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go again, full speed. And so with the free yourself, it's time to take back control of your life. We have telepathy. And the telepathy, 22, it says transmission, perception, and communication. So the reason why I'm smiling so big is like the perception. At the beginning of this reading, we were talking about how what you see, you don't see. In the whole field of color, you literally only see this tiny sliver. And in this sliver, it's like from rainbow, and like there's just so much. I've been really going down like the rabbit hole of light. So fascinating. Energy is just fascinating. So when I kept getting telepathy, maybe you have a telepathic bond with your friends. Maybe you're that close. But what I got is telepathy with your guides. And I didn't pull the last card until, I don't know, 2 minutes ago or something. Losing track of time. Time is an illusion, which is also perception. But what I saw is like telepathy with your guides. So being present in the moment, in the nature, in the now, being wild, and like, I heard the word fast foot and fancy free. Don't know what that's really a reference to. Oh, they showed the horse, the unicorn. It's a freaking unicorn. It's like change your perception, because like here you might see yourself as like a horse, but you're not a horse. You're a badass unicorn. And this unicorn needs to go, right? It's that rock bottom maybe made you feel trapped or captured or something. But opening up the gates, maybe at that time it sucked. No one wants to be tamed or captured or, but it let you sit, it let you settle, it let you recalibrate, and now it's like time to go. Full force. You have collected your thoughts, because I saw the thoughts going everywhere. It almost showed the thoughts as they're showing it as the rainbow light. It hits like a prism and then it's scattered into different ways. So you collected it back to yourself. Now you know how you think, you know how you feel, you know who you are. But I keep seeing with the thoughts is there's that passion project, there's that something, it's just right there. You always go back to the past and you think about it. I wonder if I did that. Maybe you're daydreaming of the future, but it's like that future, you've always wanted it. So it's kind of like you think of the past and the future together for whatever this is. It's consumed your timeline. And so now it's time to go for it. And then, so the telepathy, I saw that as the guides. The guides are telling you what to do. So the next one, the last one to come out is playfulness. And I didn't use any of these angel tarot cards. Do I? Maybe not. But playfulness. It says, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Funshine is a Care Bear. That's what kind of popped up. But I saw like inner child, and I think, again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You have to go out and have fun with whatever it is that you do. We could be going to the same thing. What's boring? For groceries. I like grocery shopping because I love food. But let's say you're going to the grocery store and you're like, oh, I have to do this. And you like shuffle around and you complain and you look at the prices and you're just mad about everything. Or you can go and be like, ooh, this is new and exciting. I've never tried this before. What's that? You know, it's not what you're still doing the same thing. But one person is like filling their cup up more. And then they have more to share with others. Whereas the other one is that negative Debbie Downer. And it's like, they don't like being around people. And then everyone's always around them. They kind of take their energy and drain. And like, yeah. So I see fun coming. I see playful times and solid foundations and support. Oh yeah, and with that one came guide. Underneath it was guide. And it says the illuminated path. So this eclipse season is like what, next week? I think it said September 7th or something was the lunar eclipse. And then 2 weeks after that would be the solar eclipse. And so I'm getting that this reading is more, honeymoon. I was going to say, it's very heavily moon vibe focused. Not so much the solar eclipse. I feel like that might come later. But the moon is talking. The moon controls the oceans, the water, your emotions. What does the moon want it? It's something to do with wolves too. Okay, because there's a wolf here. And then there's one wolf on here. Lone wolf, 2122. They say the wolf reference goes into the angel cards. But I won't understand it on here because here is talking about unicorn. You're a badass magical unicorn. So what about the wolf? I feel, it's protection. It's a spirit guide. It's protection. So I feel like you're like, I can't be my fun, happy self. I have to be strict and dull and boring. I don't know, responsible. That's what responsible is not dull and boring. That's just what came to my head. I have to be responsible, but you can still be fun and happy because I see like this fierce wolf kind of in the background for those who don't, when you're happy, they're like, oh, that's someone naive. We can pick on them. But I see someone like seeing someone as vulnerable because they're happy and their heart is illuminated and they share that joy with others. And they're like, oh, that's easy pickings. That's an easy target. And so once they target that kind of energy, I feel bad for them because there's this very protective wolf and the wolf nipping at their feet. So I heard fast foot and fancy free with the unicorn. Things are going to go fast. But for those who see you and try to come and make you in lack again, I see this really fierce protector guide that's like, no. So if you have those doubts and those fears about if you shoulda, woulda, coulda, I hear you should. because you're very, I don't know, this animal don't fuck around. They're very protective. Even with it, I'm like, yeah, no, it's just like stern and strict energy coming through on that. So it's like they get to do that. They get to be that energy for you so that you can be your open heart. So I did pull some angel ones on the wolf, and they all are blue. So the first one that really did come out was the Seven of Water, which would be Seven of Cups. And Seven of Cups is usually like needing to pick something. There's too many options. Every option's not the best option. But when you are clear and you have good friends and support, I feel like analysis paralysis might have been something of the past. I don't know what to do. You know exactly what to do in this moment. And so when I was seeing like the rainbow before, you're eating healthy, you're taking care of yourself, self-care, you're in this honeymoon stage because like you've really worked on all areas of your life. And it was an inside job. And once that energy shifted, different areas shifted. And so like-minded people came, and it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. And so that's what I saw. I saw the red one being the most important. So when I look at all these cups, I go straight to the middle, which the red, they keep showing as the root. There's something to do that changed in this last 6 months, that your safety and your survival and your I belong energy, feeling safe, has changed. It's grown and evolved. And so right here, Seven of Water, it says a complex decision, the need to do research and to stop procrastinating. So I said like this one, I was drawn to that. But when I look at it here, I'm kind of drawn to the past. I see this as like past energy and like really strong to that one. Whereas this one's very solid and bright. This one, it's bigger because lots of energy has been put into it, but it seems kind of stretched and almost see-through. Like it's going to, in time, it will just be a memory. And then that memory won't even be a memory much that you think about, because I see the energy just dissipating. It's like dissolving. So the more you focus on it, the more you're going to give it that vibrancy and solidify it more. But it's the root, it's that safety, it's that new foundation that's been focused on. Red, the heart, but it's also the root chakra. That's what's going to help. So then the next one to come out is the sun. And it almost looks like they're standing on like a tree that got cut down. What do I really see? It's a castle or a wall. It's almost like the Fool card. But there's no. Okay. I see a tree stump that got cut down. And the sun is like one of the happiest cards. It says happy outcome because it's a happy card. With Archangel Uriel, who's the messenger, right? Kind of back and forth, back and forth. And it says brilliant new ideas. That's that task or that's something that you keep going back to, that you're like, I wish I could do this. You think about it all in the past, and whatever it is in the past, it's something you want to do in the future. So it takes up both of those times, but only the now exists. And so it says a brilliant new idea that leads to success. Have confidence in yourself. And so I saw that as a tree that got cut down. So maybe that's that foundation. But if you look really close, there's new branches growing. You can't stop. You can't stop this idea. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. Back again. And then I saw it as, you know how on the Fool card, he has like his dog and he's about to walk off the cliff. Well, he almost looks like he's going to walk off a cliff. This almost looks like the tower, but the tower was built stronger this time with rock, solid foundation. There's no tower happening that's going to fall down, and he's not walking off it. He built it up. And so now he's standing there with a completed cycle. I heard circle of life. And so now roots have grown, branches are regrowing. There's a lot of butterfly symbolism in this. And yeah, Mostly there's like the blue ones, but it's this pure white one. There was something that was purified by the sun and the moon. But honestly, I feel like the moon has so much more to do with this. Okay, that's what they showed. The first story of the two layers was all moon focused. It had to do with the lunar eclipse coming up, but then these last three had to do with the guides. And so the guides I see as the highest white light, and of the sun, this bright, happy outcome. That's what the wolf is connected to. The wolf is connected to your sunshine somehow, and they're guiding you to the next stage, the next happy outcome. And then last but not least, oh, this is a much longer reading than I thought. We have the page of water. It says intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly, which goes back to the finances and career with the learning, joy, art, and music. And my friend said she likes to see the cards, and I don't think I hold them up enough. That's why I put them as the thumbnail, and I hope that you could see those, but honestly, I know that those are really tiny too. Well, let's read the bottom. It says, a new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Heightened psychic abilities. Well, that just says everything that I've already said. This friendship, any kind of ship, whatever bond it is that you've made with these people when you've hit your rock bottom. When that tree got cut down, you thought, my roots are done, but it's growing back. These people came at the time when I feel like you weren't even asking for help. You didn't want help. You were just like, leave me alone. And they were like, no, I see you and you see them. And you were strong enough to be vulnerable in that moment to let that person help you, which was the hardest lesson of all. But from being vulnerable and letting someone else help you, you built this bond, this friendship, and now you have trust and a solid foundation with them. That's that new person who enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Now you have this bond, and you can go forward and create. Because I feel like this is soul family, right? Before you're around people, again, Debbie Downers, who are just major buzzkills, who complained about everything all the time. Me. I don't like this. That's not fair. This. And it was never positive, and they just tore. That's what I see, right? They like tower moments. They like to tear things down. But growing from this, now you've got strong support. Now, I feel like there's been this rest moment, but now it's like opening those gates and going forward on a new phase, a new cycle. And at the end, it said heightened psychic abilities. Well, that's this guide. You now, once you free yourself to follow your path, because you know what you want, go do it. That's what they're saying. Because like you get to be the fun one with this playfulness, but your guides have very strong protective boundaries. So whoever like kind of comes in, it's like you don't even know that you might be like energetically attacked or have people trying to kibosh your plans or jealousy or just crappy energy, because it's not going to affect you. It's going to go to the guides. The guides are going to deal with it, and there's going to be those butting heads of whatever that is, but you're still in your bubble and you're like la 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 la, you know. On this card, I'm seeing the green in her necklace and like this orb around it. That's almost like, remember how I said in the spectrum that we don't see much, but there's this new color that scientists found, and it's almost like it's our physical eyes can't, but like with lasers and all these other conditions and blah blah blah, building up this thing, you could see this really cool like bluish green laser holographic light, and that's that protective bubble around you. So it's almost like you've leveled up and raised your energy, that no, they can't get you because you're on the outside of the scale, of the normal scale, but you're pushing boundaries and you're growing and thriving. And so I really do feel like you have a lot of heightened psychic abilities at this time. Trust the process, trust yourself, especially your feels. And if you don't feel good and you feel angry, there's something to that. Don't fight it. Don't deny it. But let me actually like look. So when I feel it in my heart. So in this one, there was like lots of options, but it really said to work on the root. A lot of people want to be like, I want to be clairvoyant. I want this. But you got to start with the root and like really work your way up through, especially the lower ones, our connection to earth. They're very much like human experience, I would say. It's our life and our walk here, whereas the other ones are more spiritual. And so we don't want one closed more than the other and then like one super wide open because that just leaves for chaos and fuckery. But what I saw here is this mountain in the background kind of played into this card. And then the water below kind of plays into the honeymoon card. And then the cup, there's only one cup. And so analysis paralysis seemed to be a thing of the past. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You know exactly which one to go for. And it's that thing that makes you work on the root of the problem, the cause of it all, the cause and effect. Because you worked on the root at the core, cause and effect happened, and maybe lots of things fell away, but new things grew and new support came. And I see things really strong and stable right now. And so, yay. I feel like that sums it all up. You just have to go forward with joy. I feel like you've been happy, but you're allowed to be happy. That's the whole purpose. But it's like, I don't know what the energy of this reading is, but I can only speak from personal experience because I just talked about this the other day. I'm afraid of being happy and like going out and open to being happy because I think that when you're in your happy, you're very magnetic, and I'm worried that the past is going to come back because when you're happy, you give, right? Your cup is so overfilled that you give and give and give. So there's this person from my past. Anytime I had a problem, they weren't there, right? With this friendship, and I said, when you hit your rock bottom, the real allies and things will be there. This person was not there. They're only there when you're happy. And so they kind of drained me a lot. And the more and more I hung out with them, the more and more I felt depleted. And the more and more I got into like really low vibes. And I just realized I can't be around that person. And so there's a part of me that like hides from that person that I'm really happy or I got joy or something. But as this reading kind of said, you can't think that way. So I'm learning from this. You need to express your real joy and authenticity. Because here's the thing. You raise your vibration. Let's say that person does come back. You're already at a higher level. The only thing that would take you back and you would digress again is if you didn't go into this card. So this card is very, very important. The wisdom. You need to learn the lesson because what does that lesson do? It makes you create a boundary. And boundaries are so important. And the only person who gets pissed off at you for having a boundary is someone who benefits from you by them depleting your energy. And so learn your boundaries. That's what I've learned. And then from there, it was like, guess what? Now that I have this boundary, I'm not actually worried that this person's going to come back because I have trust and faith in myself to be strong, confident, and grounded. When they come back with their, usually it's a sob story or something like that. And I'm always like, oh, my heartstrings. But you can only do that so many times until you're like, oh, that's their game. That's their game. And so you take yourself out of the game. There's no game to play. And then the boundaries stay in place and you respect it. So, Spirit, any final advice that you want to share? Something to do with the wisdom still, something to learn. They're showing the music as frequency. In the sadness, I hear the wail, but that's like a cry. But that's still beautiful. So I feel like someone only wants to be happy, only wants to stay in the honeymoon stage. But by only staying in that, I don't know, I feel like that there's this gate that wants to open up. There might be uncomfortable emotions that you still have to deal with, but it's like the more you don't deal with them, the more it keeps you trapped in this little box. It's a little circle. Open that up and free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Analysis paralysis is over. You know exactly what you want, but you're very protected in this because you've done so much work, done so much healing. In this lunar eclipse, I feel like lunacy, right? You think I'm going crazy, but the moon is all about illusions. And when you are in illusions, that's when you question and doubt your reality. But I feel like so much of this you've worked on and found stability, that your support system and everything is like rock solid. So there is no illusion to be tricked. You see very clear your reality and you know what you want to create. It's that being scared to create it because it's just something you've never done before. But you've got the support systems and the wisdom now to do it. What's coming in now is this telepathy from your guides. Your guides are illuminating the path. They want you to recapture the romance and joy of life. I worked at this restaurant once. In order to get hired, you had to romanticize the menu. I thought that was so silly. Like, and I'm passionate about food, but I was just like, don't tell me what to do. But I feel like that was actually a very valuable lesson, because what did that teach me? I had to read the menu and I had to learn how to be excited about things that at the time I wasn't excited about. So remember how there's like this rock barren land, but there is like a little bit of things to focus in on? That's what I'm seeing is like life. You go out on your day, there's really cool things that you see all the time. And like, I don't know, focus on those and grow those moments, because there's just a lot to see and your brain's filtering out most of it. So time to bring it back, see what you see, and bring this joy and romance back to life. It's going to affect all ships of your life, all areas. But yeah, the only thing now is you're going to free yourself. You're going to have a more fulfilling career. And the only thing that I think might be tricky is like this new heightened psychic senses. But it's something to be embraced. You put proper boundaries. Let's say you're a seer and you don't want to see passed on loved ones or spirits and things like that. You let them know, I'm busy right now. This is not the time. You can come back between this time or that time. That's not a message for everyone. Not everyone's right. I teach a lot of people and the fear is real. So whatever it is that your fear is. But what I see is that there's just going to be a lot of synchronicities, a lot of paths. It's like a trail. This leads to this, leads to this, leads to this. And so it's like each time you find that next one, it's exciting. And then the next one, oh, cool, because now that makes sense about why this happened. And then this. Cool. That's what I see. And don't be worried about all the outside things. Obviously, be aware with your everyday. What do I mean by that? Be present so that you can get the signs and the symbols from your guides. But most of it, all that outside energy stuff that you don't need to worry about, your guides are handling. And there's this wolf, and this wolf don't mess around. I'm supposed to show the bottom of the deck and then wrap it up because this is a long reading. We have the Four of Fire. Four of Wands is stability. It's like a foundation. It's like the four pillars of a house. And then the four of them also could be like 1111. And that's what I see. It's like, whenever they say you see 1111, it means you're like on the right path. It's just like a wink from the universe, like, hey, good job. Keep doing what you're doing. I feel like that's what this is. So it says contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. So I'm excited for you to go out there and do whatever it is that you're meant to do, because the world really needs it. And in this lunar eclipse, you're not going loco. You are seeing things so damn clear. I feel like psychic abilities are activating, and For some, that might be new, but it's like really learning to trust yourself. Your heart knows so much more than your brain ever will, and your soul knows everything. So, for our human little brains that need like that, we need that physical something. I feel like the guides and spirit animals are giving these signs and winks and all these intuition. So just trust that. Life is really magical at this time, and there's something really cool about to happen for you. So all in all, I feel like this was a super freaking awesome reading, and I'm excited for you. So with that, we'll leave it there. I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.